In this chapter, we're going to be looking at the different operators available to us within MySQL. We're going to be looking at arithmetic, comparison, logical, bitwise operators, and we're also going to be looking at regular expressions. There's a lot to take in this chapter, so let's start out with probably the simplest, which is the arithmetic operators. You're probably going to be familiar with these from maths at school. The addition operator, plus sign, works very much the way you'd expect it to. We get 4 as a response when this expression is evaluated. The expression I'm referring to here is 1 plus 3, and the evaluation is when MySQL gives a response to the expression that we asked it to evaluate. In this case, 1 plus 3 is added together and the answer, or the evaluation, is 4. The subtraction operator, or minus sign, works in a very similar way as well, just how we would expect it to work. Similarly, the division sign looks a little different to the way it looks in our mathematics school workbooks, but it does very much the same thing, represented by a single forward slash. As we can see, the answer is given here in a slightly different format, but it is nonetheless functionally identical. For multiplication, we use the asterisk located above the 8 key on my keyboard, and all that does is exactly what you'd expect it to do, which is to multiply the two figures together. There is one final arithmetic operator with which you may not be so familiar. That's the modulus operator. Now, for that we use the percent sign, but modulo does quite a different thing. It attempts to make an integer division and it returns the remainder. So 10 doesn't go exactly, for instance, into 3, so whatever's left over is passed back as the answer to that particular statement. In this case, 1, because although 10 doesn't go into 3, 3 threes are 9, and then 1 is left over. Whereas, for instance, if we said 10 modulo 2, because 10 is a multiple of 2, we get 0 as a result. So, apart from the modulo operator, which you may not have come across before, all the others work pretty much as you might expect. Confusion can arise when we're trying something such as this. 2 plus 2 times 5. There is a little ambiguity here. Will MySQL interpret 2 plus 2 times 5 as 2 plus 2, 4, times 5, which would be 20? Or will MySQL interpret the expression as 2 plus 2 times 5, which is 10, and give the result 12? The answer is that MySQL will always do the multiplication first, so the answer in this case is 12. The reason for that is that multiply and divide have what's called operator precedence over addition and subtraction. If we want to force MySQL to carry out the addition first, we simply put brackets around that part of the expression. That will give the other response shown here. So, beyond this mild point of ambiguity with the arithmetic operators, all of this is fairly simple stuff. In our next movie, we're going to look at some more complicated comparison operators.